Welcome in YouTube at Boneyard Garage. Working on a Red Max hedge trimmer. Just got done put a new carburetor on it, and I sharpened the blade. I have a video on that, how to sharpen the blades, and I'll drop that link in the description. But one of the comments from Polar Bear Ed was wondering if you could lube the gearbox or if it's sealed. And there's the gearbox right there. So today I'm going to show you guys how I do it. I take it apart and lube it. I'm going to get the camera set up in a minute and do that. Over here on the left we got a Husqvarna riding tractor, which one of my customers called me up and she told me that she hit a piece of metal and it's making a funny noise. So I go down the house and I look underneath and the blade is bent. So I order a set of blades, and I just figured maybe you just bent the blade, whatever. I get the new blades, I go down there, put it on, and it still makes a heck of a noise, and it threw the belt. So I go down my trailer and pick it up, and that's why. Snapped 3 of the bolt ears out of 4 on the spindle off. I don't know how I didn't see that when I went down the first time. I was kind of rushing around, I was really busy. So we got a new spindle on order and a new belt for it. And we also have this pulling down here that needs a new belt. So as soon as that stuff comes in, we'll finish it up. Back to the hedge trimmers. So I'm going to get the camera set up and we'll go ahead and service the gearbox in this Red Max. Hopefully it's not too noisy. It's raining pretty heavy here. Been raining for the last 2 days. Anyway, the first thing you want to do is take these 6 Torx tip screws out. I think it's T25. Get them out of there. Some of the newer hedge trimmers, I know Red Max does it, I don't know about anybody else. They have a grease fitting that you can pump grease in from a grease gun, which is okay. I come to find out when you do that, all it does is put a glob of grease in one area. So I always like to take them apart to make sure that the grease isn't all dried up inside. And if it is, then we'll clean it out and put some new stuff in it. I don't recommend using any power tools on this. Okay, now once you got the screws out, sometimes you got to take a screwdriver and just give it a little help. Okay. And as you can see, or if you can, let me grab the camera. There's your gearbox. And if you look at the grease right here, this is what I mean when it gets all dried up. Same in the cover. So what you can do, a couple different ways. You can take the whole blade and the cam and everything off it and clean it out that way. And if you don't feel comfortable doing that, just take a screwdriver and scrape most of it out. Then take a little brake clean, parts cleaner, and clean it out that way. It does come apart pretty easy. Just pay attention how it comes apart. These cams slide right off. There's no, like so. Once you get that off, and then you can take the gear off. And underneath that is another cam. So that one's attached to the blades, so you would have to take them 2 screws off, get the blade up, and take that cam off. But that's usually pretty good right there. You can clean all that out, and then we'll pack it with some new grease. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm gonna shut the camera off. You don't need me to watch me clean that out. So I'll get that cleaned out and I'll be back. Okay, so I got all the old grease cleaned out best I could get it. And we're gonna put some new grease in it. I just use regular wheel bearing grease, nothing special. I'm sure Red Max would recommend something other than that, but I never had a problem with regular wheel bearing grease. I got a little brush. What you want to do is just take the grease and just coat the whole thing first. Get a nice even coat on everything. You know, you might have to use your finger a little bit. And there is a gasket, paper gasket. You usually can use that over again. Okay, that looks good. Okay, so once you have that coated, then you want to take your gear, the gear right here, and coat some grease on that also. And then when you're using it, all this will go as all the gears and cam and everything is moving. The grease will go where it needs to. I think that's what they think about the grease fittings. Once you get it in there, it will find the spot where it should be. Okay, so we get that all greased up. Then you want to grease both sides of it. And you want to drop the gear back in. It goes on to that pin. See it? Okay. Now we have to get lined up. You want that to drop in there. There we go. Just give it a couple twists like that. Make sure everything's moving nice. Okay, once you're done with that, you get the top cam and some grease on that. And that slides. There's a little lip on one side of it. Should have showed you first, right there. That goes inside this groove right in the gear. So get that lined up. And this pin goes over there like so. Make sure it goes all the way down. And then give that gear another spin like this. Okay. So once you get that done, then you take the cover, which is here, and put some grease inside that. Make sure you coat the whole inside. Something like that. Okay, once you get that done, you just put the cover back on. You always want to also, around by this back gear, there's a little notch right in here. Put a nice big glob right in that corner. Just like that. Then you just put your 6 bolts back in, and then we'll start it up and run it, and we'll call it good. Okay guys, I'm going to get the bolts in and then get it set it up to start it up. Be back. Okay guys, so that's how you service a gearbox on a hedge trimmer. Hope that helps you guys out. If you have any questions, leave a comment. If you like the video, please hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe. So, alright guys, have a good night.